Vietnamese need to get in back of it. If you notice in the church, in the Vietnamese churches, there are Vietnamese churches, they no longer want to integrate with anyone outside. They will integrate with you if they can make money, or if there's something very worldly. They are having the same problems coming out of Vietnam from their youth that we have had in the world coming out from our, not even early, but almost prehistoric origins as human beings. But I want power, money, prestige, and I don't want anyone else to have it. What an open field there is to do Christ's work than what's happening in Vietnam. Ralph can tell you what's happening in the communist countries over in Europe and Asia and the Near East. It is not going to stop. We have no intention as Christians, I hope, that we're going to stop all this. Christ said it's going to get worse.
That's right. The enemy is
And the promise is based upon that. But during that time, we have duty as Vietnamese, as American Vietnamese, as now part tribal, have to educate the young people. And that's what I want this guy to do. And all the rest of these children that I dearly love. As you said, many of them have passed on. Mr. Hyde died of his diabetes. You remember he was out doing his own dialysis in his truck. Did his own kidney dialysis. Mr. Took, Paul might remember Mr. Took. You remember Mr. Took? The older man that took care and granddaddy to all the kids?
Yeah.
He committed suicide because nobody paid any attention to him. He was just an old man with a cough that took care of the kids when they needed to take care of it. And a few years into Buckner, he says, no one cares about me.
That's very sad.
There are a number of his age that have lost their lives for one reason or another in this foundation. And it's most of this are in these books. If you look through these books, you will see the girl that found her parents in Washington, D.C.
Oh my.
Looked and looked and looked and looked,
Are all
and
of
there
these,
they
are
were
all
in
of these
Washington,
scrapbooks
D.C.
yours? Are all of these scrapbooks your books, or?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Those are the pictures in the green volume that were taken as the kids were being examined. There is a yellow book right here that essentially gives you information of these bookmarks that are interesting articles, some on Cal, some on the Vietnamese orphan, some clippings in here that look at the Vietnamese that came across as really foul people. And they were, just like the Americans, really foul Americans.
That'd be a Parade magazine, would you?
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
That's really awesome.
Cal, I think the funniest thing was that when we went to church, you told us, you know, you people that care, and we have to vote on this today. And someone says, well, how do you find out? And Cal was telling everyone, well, Ralph called me, and Ralph said, Cal, we've got a Vietnamese orphanage. It's in there word for word. We've got an orphanage, and would you ask the church to sponsor them? I have arranged for their travel. They will be there on such and such.
Yeah.
The old line is better to ask for forgiveness than permission, right?
Notice my name was with the State Department.
Yeah, hey, no worries,
What does Cal say? Ralph, it's 2 a.m. We sponsored anybody.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night, yeah.
Do you remember that?
No.
Well, you got
Yes,
better
sir.
pictures than
You
mine.
remember at 2 a.m.?
No,
We've never taken
And
in
he's
an
still
orphanage before.
No,
so
no,
we really
I was
know.
not an expert.
Well, I think
the church had already decided they would take families, several families. But then there's the
Well,
whole
somehow I
story
knew
about,
about the orphanage, because by the time Ralph called Pauline, I had already talked
Yeah.
about, why don't we offer?
Your wife is looking,
Yeah.
that
So
was
somehow we knew
Huckram's
about the
attempt to
orphanage.
start a scrapbook, and he worked so hard all the time. He worked, did everything. He just couldn't finish it. But those are some of the things he thought were interesting.
You're not in any picture?
Unfortunately,
Yeah, please, keep it tight. You get bored? Okay, good.
Ron Davis in here.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Wow. He was the, music guy at West
those are the last
Of the
Ralph
money?
nights. No, Ralph nights.
hairstyles.
No, those are three more we got from other people. I have a picture of his
Okay.
Yeah, I saw Merle Shade in one of these pictures too. Remember Merle Shade?
Who's that?
Merle Shade,
Oh, yes.
he's in one of these pictures.
That's, I guess that's from,